listening to Impactful Thoughts. I'm your host, Hunter Marckwardt, and we have the great Danell Riggs here. Danell is a lender. Danell is a friend. Danell, we used to do some work together on the coaching scene. And I will have to brag for Danelle because she will not brag about herself. So I'm just going to, I mean, just throughout the years, I mean, you have, what do you close on average on volume?
Oh my gosh. Well, this last year
Units.
in units, probably about 180-ish.
Okay. And like last month, 15, 16 loans.
Yeah.
And run a really smart branch, right? You've got LOs, you run your P&L very smartly. So you're kind of the whole package. Fair?
Wow. I appreciate that. You're too sweet.
You would
I
never
work
say
hard.
that.
I work hard, Hunter.
You do work hard.
Work hard.
Okay, so I'm actually excited about this topic today because I think we are we're almost, well, we're not halfway through the year, but we're in May. And it's funny, we talk about what we want to talk about. And, your group came to me with, just talking about the noise that's out there right now in the market, right? And I can tell you from my perspective, you're in Arizona, I'm in California. There is so much chatter of negativity. There's just so much noise on why things can't get done, the market, whatever it is, right? There's just a lot of people bitching and moaning. And I think there's also a select group of people. I like to think you're one of them. I like to think I'm one of them that just seem to continue to do certainly okay, might be a little harder, right? The market might be a little harder, but the success is happening. Deals are closing. People are attracted to you because of what you bring to the table. So, can you just talk about like what you're seeing as it relates to one, the noise, but more importantly, like what are you doing to stay, like I think of you as someone that is very grounded in what you do and providing good energy, which impacts people's desire to buy, attracts business partners, all that stuff. So, what are you doing? First of all, do you agree with me on it feeling like a bit of a cluster? And then on the other side of that, what are you doing to kind of fight against that?
It is noisy. I mean, you're absolutely right. I think if you're listening to the noise, it's everywhere. It's all around us. So, I think it's really easy to get sucked into the drama and the noise and negativity. I know even with, I mean, on TV, what you read, what people are talking about, what my business partners even say. I have pretty much two groups of people that I work with. I have the ones that are constantly complaining that they don't have any business and they're complaining about the market. But then I have the other ones that are just working, like just showing up and just working. And it's kind of interesting. I think a lot of the newer agents are being more successful right now than a lot of the more experienced ones. And I think it's just mindset. It's just what they're going after and it's the opportunity that they see, you know?
Do they even? I mean, like talk about it more because I totally agree with you. And it's like I think about it. I mean, I don't want to tell my age, but I'm 50 now,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I don't want to be one of those grumpy old bastards that like it's like, why do you keep doing this if you're going to be so grumpy? Like, what do you see in them? Is it just like lack of understanding of how easy it might have been in the past?
I think it's totally nothing to compare it to. Comparison's the thief of joy.
Yeah, yeah.
I think they just have nothing to compare it to. Like they are coming out and they're eager to help people and make a paycheck. And they're not comparing it to, wow, well, I remember when I didn't have to work at all and the phone would just ring. I have one gal who I've worked with for a very, very long time, and she has been silent for more than a year. And she was telling me how she got super lost in the noise of distractions in her own business. Like instead of focusing on real estate, so she's a realtor, but instead of focusing on real estate, she started doing some flips, and then the flips got hard and bad, and like her focus just totally shifted. And I think that's what happens with noise. You can let it just take over so that that's all you see and it's all you hear and you see it around you, and then you just go down that rabbit hole of negativity. And a long time ago, I remember a gal told me that if if you feel it, then you know what other people are feeling. So I know that when I'm starting to feel maybe a little negative also, or if I'm hearing the news and all that good stuff, the moment that those thoughts kind of start, working their way through my mind, I'm like, holy shit, this is how people feel. Like I understand how someone else is feeling. So then I can use that to my advantage. And I
Hmm.
know I got to shift out of that mindset and get back aligned with just working, just showing up, just doing the things that I know I need to do every single day because they're not doing it. I know that they're going to go down that rabbit hole farther of negativity and noise. And it's just the market. There's no business. So I think it's kind of a cool opportunity to dominate when other people feel negative.
How did you start your day today? Did you have a good day? Did you have a
I
good morning?
had a great day, yeah. So my baby boy is 11 years old. He just turned 11. He sets his alarm every single day at 3 a.m. to come snuggle me for a few hours. So at 3 a.m., I have a little tap on my shoulder and it scares the crap out of me. And then I'm like, oh, hey, and he gets in bed and then we can snuggle for a little bit till the alarm goes off at 6:30. And then that starts the day. The kids get ready for school. I get ready for work. I always listen to something about mortgage. Like I'm a total geek. I really do love what we do. But it keeps me just in a positive mindset to just keep hearing great words, great conversations, to hear great scripting that other loan officers are using to think about how I can pull it into my business and, say things just a little bit different, add a little bit more value, be a better partner, like those thoughts are what drive me to show up big every day, I guess.
People are going to have bad days.
Yeah, truth.
How do you get out of, like, if you're coaching me and I'm laughing because you started off your day good, but then your day went sideways. We don't need to talk about
100%.
why, right? You
Yeah.
had a
Yep.
bad day for a bit.
Yep.
How did you recover from, like, I used to have a boss that would tell me, a lot of responsibilities, and he would say when everything was going sideways, he would literally just break his day down. He would start breaking the next 30 minutes. Like every 30 minutes, he would have an alarm that just like, this is what I'm going to do for 30 minutes, keep my head down, blah, blah, blah. What do you do? Like, how do you coach people to get out of, like, when we talk about the noise right now, if you're coaching people, how do you get them back on track to stay there?
It's so funny. I mean, yeah, I started the day, like once I actually got started, I went super crabby for sure. I was not in a good mood for a bit. Um, but I think you just got to show up. You just got to keep showing up. Just show up. I work my calendar. That's honestly my secret is I just work my calendar. I am booked top to bottom. And when I have a meeting, I have a meeting. And I am very aware now of the fact that my energy is super contagious. And if I come in already crabby into my morning meeting with my team, they're going to feel it like they know every single time. So I have to have a ton of intention on not letting that seep out and be poisonous for everyone around me. So and then somehow that like seems to get me out of being in a crabby mood too.
So you would say, I mean, morning routine, and some
Yep.
of this stuff's just like it's on repeat. You get bored saying, like, I can picture people listening going, I've heard this before, but it matters,
It
right?
sure, yeah, absolutely. It sure does.
So
Oh,
you've got your morning routine.
yeah. And and then I show up to work, man. I show up on time every time. I want to be here a little bit early so that I'm prepared for my day. And and then also just having the purposeful mindset of getting in the right headspace and really trying hard to um, put myself there intentionally.
I'm annoyed because I'm looking around right now because I wrote something down and I can't find it, but it was literally like I was reading something that I'd written a long time ago, and it was like just every single action that you have, be purposeful with it, right? Like, and if you can think about that carrying, if you can actually have the willpower, the mindset, whatever, to just shift that, like this, like, is this an intentional, is this a purposeful conversation? It's a good thing for people to be thinking about. For people that are listening, because I know there's a lot of them, as far as like when we talk about the ruts, like, what do you tell the gal, the realtor, to get her out of her funk? What would you say to her?
Well, what I asked her was if her activities during the last year got her what she wanted, and the answer was no. She knows that she needs to get back into real estate. She did not make what she wanted to make at all. I'm going to try to see if I can pull her up on my phone because I usually, so with my, like with my business partners, I always know what their goals are. And that's the easiest way to kind of help for me to help someone get realigned in what they are doing and if they're getting distracted. So for her, we identified the fact that her income was nowhere near what she wanted to make. She was embarrassed by her income. So I wrote down what her goal is now for this year. I wrote down where she was as of the date of our meeting. And we broke down how much she actually makes per deal so that we could say, all right, so every single quarter you need to be doing this much business so that you finish the year where you want to be. And then I put her on a call plan too. Like I literally have an alarm on my phone every Monday morning to call her and see what she's doing for the week and if she's staying focused. Um, because for me, I think watching my numbers just weekly helps me to stay in line and helps me kind of adjust when I know that I've had a week where it wasn't as productive as I want it to be, right? Like I
Yeah.
didn't do the act, I didn't show up like I wanted to show up, and I can see that on my numbers every single week. So for me, those are easy little tweaks where time doesn't, not too much time goes by where I lost some intention and I can get pulled back in line. So that's what I told her.
I love it.
Yeah.
It brings me right into what I wanted to talk about next, which is I don't think people have enough understanding. People like when you think of the a realtor lender relationship, right? What do you? I mean, I think you do a better job than most, if any, of holding with what you just said, right? Like I'm just curious, people watching this, like how many people actually understand what their goals are for their business or what their business partners' goals are. One, like, I think you could wipe out 90% of people there. And then of the 10% remaining, how many actually stay consistent with holding them accountable to be better for themselves? And you're probably on, less than 1%. So what do you, what do you wish people listening to this understood between, like, what do you wish a realtor could hear and what do you wish a lender could hear on the relationship between a realtor and a lender?
Um, a strong relationship is everything, like absolutely everything. Um, as far as the goals go, though, I do this with everybody, and I don't know that there's any way that I have been able to connect deeper with people than to just understand their goals, like their real goals, like really, really what is their big dream or whatever. Like one gal I have, she's got an Egypt trip planned, like this is what she wants to do with her family. And so we broke down exactly how much she needs to save every single year to make this trip happen. And it's going to be a really, really good trip. But every time I see her, we talk about it. And it's like this little bond that we have that no one else has, of the fact that I really do understand I understand her why behind why she's working so hard, and what matters to her. But man, a great relationship with your business partners means that if you, Hunter, call me and it's late, and I know that you don't abuse the relationship that you have with me, but if you call me, I know you're calling me because it's important and I'm going to take that call. And every person on my team would do the same thing. And that's the power, I think, of a relationship. When you don't have a good relationship with someone, I'll get a call. It's like, I'm sorry, it's family time, not work time, but a great relationship is so important to a really, really strong business, and being able to rely on your partners and knowing that when you need them, they're there for you and vice versa. It's
outside of
proud.
outside of like outside of goal planning with them, what else, like if I talk to your realtors, what would they tell me that you do differently than other lenders?
Um, I think there's so many ways that we can add value, like as simple as making sure that my pre-approval really is a pre-approval, like having them really trust my process would probably be the most basic thing that I do to build great trust and relationship. I mean, above that, though, there's so many things that we can do to add value. Um, I think that helping them get paid and making sure that they feel like their paycheck is best held in my hands is really powerful. And you can do that in a lot of ways. So every week when I'm calling my clients, iterating the relationship that the client has with the realtor with me so that I can make sure I know if they're shopping. If they're shopping, I want to make sure the realtor knows that they're planning on shopping. If I can keep the client sticky with the real estate agent, that's really, really valuable because in all honesty, I'm probably calling those clients more than the realtor is up to a certain point. So
Yep.
I can do that. I think being their CRM is really valuable too. One of my real estate agents, I actually did his loan personally. And when I did his loan, they were having a baby and I sent a little baby blanket. And like that's one thing that he tells everyone that I did to start it off. So in his mind, I take care of all of his clients just like I took care of him when he had a life event happening. But then above and beyond that, he'll tell you the very next thing is that 6 months after I gave him a referral, or after he gave me a referral that could not qualify, I called him and said, hey, you probably don't remember so and so, but they're finally at the point where they can actually qualify now. Here's your pre approval. They're through underwriting. Like, go buy a house. Let's get this thing done as quick as possible. So that's really important too. Like, making sure that they understand that every referral that they give me is honored and it will be their person forever, even if they don't remember that person. It really adds value to their business.
No, I think what you said that I don't think I've ever heard is to be their CRM.
Yeah.
It's different than helping them stay accountable. It's be their CRM, right? Like if, and I think the other thing that you said that people need to understand is the difference of understanding what someone is like as a client. Like people get to work with, like, I mean, whether it's a realtor is the best example, right? Realtors get to work with us all the time with their clients, but all of a sudden they become a client. And I've been on the receiving end too, where I was someone's referral partner and then I became their client. And I was incredibly disappointed with how they operated when I was actually their client, right?
Yeah.
So I think sometimes we need to reverse the lens and be thinking of like when we go from business partner to client, how does that person think about how we're actually working? And it's massively important. But I mean, the CRM portion, I mean, like that, I'll take that back to my team, and be like, that is what we have to be. I mean, everyone has a CRM, everyone, but it's like the amount of people that don't do anything with it, right? So that when I mean, the amount of times that I've emailed a client or a business partner and said, hey, just want to let you know that John Smith reached out, and they say, who? Right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's crazy. So I think, I mean, if there was a massive takeaway for people, that would be one of them. If you are if you're a new LO, and I mean, just think of coaching students, like if you're a new LO, what are you telling them as far as the, like, call it the top three most important things that they can be doing for their business partners
As a new loan officer.
as a new loan officer? Like, well, how are, like, you got, if I'm in your market, right, and I got to compete against you, I'm not going to go call people, it's Danell's territory or out in the Bay Area. Hunter owns everything, which I don't. Um, what would you tell them to be doing?
I would tell them number one to call everybody that they know, and ask for a referral. I don't have it right now, but I used to have just a sticky note on my computer with a big AR on it. And that was my reminder to always, always ask for a referral. But I think that just calling your sphere, the people that you know, letting them know who you are, what you do, and asking for business is so powerful. It's super simple. One referral partner, just one referral partner that you actually like, and asking them for a connection that you can, meet, take to lunch, do the buddy lunch thing. It works. It really, really works. Every single time that you have someone that you enjoy working with, meet more people like them and ask them to introduce you to people. That, and then just phone calls, keep calling, ask for opportunity. It's so funny to me how much opportunity there is right now that I don't think we expect to see, but if we don't ask, we also don't know it's there. I mean, there's lenders that are not showing up. There's lenders that have totally disappeared. I just heard a realtor told me the other day that their lender went on walkabout, like they just decided to take a 6 month off, and And it's like, holy crap, how can you not be there for your business partners? You're just going to disappear and then come back and think that they're going to be waiting for you, but other people are working harder and earning that business, you know?
That's crazy to me.
Yeah. Walkabout.
Wow. I
Yeah.
mean, I think the last time I heard about a walkabout was Crocodile Dundee.
I know, right? Mick Dundee.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Um, okay, so let's talk about like big picture stuff. Like for people, what would you say, like, what is your why?
I think my why is still taking care of my family. My husband does not work, so I am the sole support. I take care of my family and I have a lot left to do for my family. But I also just freaking love the game, Hunter. I really enjoy it. I love the art of it. And to me, that is like constantly improving the process, making sure that I'm honing everything and tweaking it to add more value to my partners, to have a better process for my clients, to have better communication within the team, to have a stronger, lead to contract, contract to close, post closing. How do the reviews look like? I really love all of it, absolutely all of it. So to me, it's kind of a game of constantly improving and growing. I probably
So,
just,
so I'm going to ask you this because maybe I'm that person sometimes too. You truly love what you do.
I do 100%.
Okay. There's a certain percentage of people that are listening that don't.
Yeah.
Do you tell them to get out of the business if they don't do what they love? Or do you like what would you tell them to find more joy in what they do if they think they're doing what they don't love?
Well, I guess I would be curious to really have them dig into it and see if there's any portion that they do love. Why do they not love it? Is it the people that they're working with? Is it, the fact that they're maybe putting too much stress on themselves in a certain area? Is it that they don't have a team? What about it is it that they don't like? I feel so blessed to do what we do. I don't know what else I could do that could provide the results that I have for my family. So to me, there's just so much opportunity in lending to find your passion. I guess if you really don't love it, then you shouldn't be doing it. But
No,
there's
but
got
just with
to be a
what you just said though, and I think like people have to listen to that because like you have to be you have to be present enough and aware enough to go, there are things about my like there are times where I'm just like I hate this, right? But there's also times like just talking to you, I was like I realize when I'm doing these, I'm happy. When I am belly to belly with people, I am happy. When
yeah,
I know when I'm not happy is when I'm sitting in front of my computer looking at emails. It's
right.
actually easier. Like I almost want to do that more because sometimes it doesn't require any effort. You're just looking at emails, but it makes you feel like crap about what you're doing. So like, and if you're working with people that you enjoy working with, like if you just picture a business partner that you're having fun with and you're on the same page with the client and they like the client or they don't like the client, you can talk openly about, hey, what's the best way? Like, what do we have to do to get this client off our back, right? And you're kind of laughing about it. Or the client, the realtor, the lender, everyone likes each other. And then you're just like, I get paid to do this,
I
right?
know. It's so cool, so fun for
But
sure.
be intentional about but when those people show up, Josh, I mean, I remember 12, 15 years ago maybe at this point, he was teaching a class about the ideal business partner, right? And one of the things he said that just stood out to me was like to know what your ideal business partner is to know what they are not, right? And it's like it helps you identify who walks through the door. And I think a lot of people, when you hear all this noise, you go negative, you do all these different things, and it's just like, no, you have to take a step back, go quiet, find what actually like you do enjoy about the job, and then spend more time focusing on those activities, right? And for other things, I mean, either hire for it, right? So, and people are like, well, that's easy for you to say. You get all this business, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, maybe sometimes you make less money to hire somebody to take care of the stuff that you hate doing so that
Yeah,
you can double and triple your income because now you're doing stuff that you enjoy doing 80% of the time, right?
yeah. No, I can definitely think of times where I worked with people that I did not enjoy working with, I remember this one business partner. I just remember getting home late and I was in the bathtub. I poured myself a glass of wine and he called and I didn't even want to talk to him. And I didn't. I didn't take the call, Hunter. And then he never called me back again, like ever. And I was like, holy crap, this is incredibly like freeing. I just found some zen in getting rid of bad energy, you know? So
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. And I love so much of it. I like solving a problem and helping a family get into a home that someone else probably would have said no to. And it just makes me feel so proud to do what I do. But there's got to be a part that you can hone in and figure out where you sparkle and shine and double down on that.
love it. Totally. Two more things, and then
Yeah.
we'll let everyone go. What are you? We're almost to the second half of the year, right? We're kind of. I think it's a good time for people to start thinking about. Okay, I'm you know 5 months in. I got the end of July. July 1 is the 6 month mark. What are you happy with where you are right now as you're approaching the 6 month mark? And what's the plan for the next 6 months?
So I guess so I feel very, very intentional this year. Just I came into the year feeling like, you know what, 22 was hard, 23 was hard, 24 was hard. So right now, 25, it is what it is. And I think it's time to own it and go hard. So I have some very big goals for myself. And I am being so incredibly intentional, Hunter, with watching like my leads and my closings and conversion ratio. And I am making it a game for myself for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm watching it every single week. So like right now, I this morning, I woke up this morning, I thought, holy crap, man, we are a month and a half into second quarter. Like second quarter is already almost half over. It blows my mind. But if anything, it's time, I feel, for me to assess every day. Am I doing anything that I shouldn't be doing? And then what should I be doing to get the results that I do want to get? Because I can get them if I just make it happen for sure. So I feel for the second quarter that I want to be super intentional with just actions. And then also I want to watch the results though too.
Love it. Last question is, it's hard for you to answer, so I'm going to tell you to reverse that, like, because you're going to be too humble. But like, what do you want people to think, like, whether or not it's a coaching student, whether or not it's a client, whether or not it's a realtor, what do you want them to think when they leave you? And I
Oh,
think, by the way, let me just take a step back for everybody, because I think everybody should, like, it has to do with how you show up, right? Like it's not usury and it's not manipulation, or I guess it could be if you didn't mean it, but if you
yeah.
do mean it for everybody, it's like, how do you want people to feel, right, when they walk away from conducting business, personal life with you, whatever? What do you want people thinking?
I want them to feel like they're the only person in the world. It's kind of my goal. So every realtor, every business partner, every borrower, it's my goal that I gave my full attention to the conversation, that they feel heard, and that they know they're going to be supported and taken care of. Um, that's always my goal for sure. So when I have people tell me that, that's when I'm really proud of the way that I'm showing up. When I show up rushed, or if I have someone say, "Oh, I know you're busy," I feel like I'm failing for sure. That's not a good thing to hear.
I love that, by the way. I was in JJ's office, probably JJ Mazda was probably 8 years ago, and I was just doing a one-on-one site visit because I'm a buddy of his, so I could do that. And I heard him in the other room talking to someone that clearly had said to him, "I know you're busy. I know." He goes, "No, no, no. There's 30 minutes on my calendar for you, and we're 1 minute into it. So I'm not I'm not in a hurry, and I'm not too busy, right?" And it was just like I felt good, and I don't even know I wasn't even in the same room as the person he was talking to. So I think that's great. I think it's amazing to, I mean, make people feel like they're the only one, right? So
Yeah.
that's awesome. Danelle, you're awesome. Thank you for your time today. I'm hopeful that everyone found value in it. I will leave with, if you are interested in Impact Elite Coaching, admin at Impact Elite Coaching. I mean, I've known this group for a long time, and talking to all of you, it's like my understanding is you got freedom basically coming through community, consistency, wealth creation, right? Is that pretty much it? Sums
That's
it
it.
up.
You hit
Yeah.
it. You hit
Yeah.
it. I have this little guy and it says exactly that. Impact,
Perfect.
achieving freedom by creating community, consistency, and wealth. That's who.
Well, there you have it. I learned well. So, thank you, Danell. Thanks everybody for listening, and we will see you next time on Impactful Thoughts.